That's R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. If you first pop off, then you most likely to win. See, I'm a Raider with an attitude. Living in sin, I got a sword and a grin. This shit's protecting my race. These bitch ass motherfuckers get the fuck out my face. I'm about to give them a taste. Torpedoes set to explode. And these fools ain't fucking man. That's why they call them cowboys. And what's this bucket in the stands? Donkeys making crowd noise. They could eat on this when they take that L poison. I'ma call it like I see it. Watch me do as I please. Raider Nation, California, like the smoke in them trees. And I'ma toast to my G's while I'm slapping these fleas. I don't fuck with cheese and charges while I'm crossing out seas. Raider Nation over everything, I make them believe. Before the game even starts, I'm already making them bleed. From the culture to the colors, homies, this is my life. I let the whole world know this Raider Nation for life. That's R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. 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 On Vegas Boulevard, we patrolling again. We got that dub last week, about to do it again. We in that city of sin, devil is looking to grin. You know that old saying, we just win, baby, win. Let out a win, there's a Raider. Ain't got time for all these haters. I do this for Illumina and all the.
And welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Raider Will. I'm here with the Silver and Black family. I got my girl Val out of TBH Dallas. I got my boy All In out of TBH Dallas.
What's up?
And then I got my BP and the co-captain of this ship, Matty B out of TBH Western Colorado. What up, baby?
What's up, everybody?
All right. Hey, y'all. So, hey, we getting together again today, guys. Look, after a devastating loss to the Vikings, 3-0, I'll be like, we look like we could have been stopped by a third-grade team offensively. Guys, we mustered up 8 first downs the whole game. I'll be like, we were offensively inconsistent, and we threw more screenplays than a third-grade team. So, guys, let's get your input and see what you guys think about this game and see where we go from here. So, hey, Val, let me start with you today, girl.
Hey.
Hey. So what were your thoughts on our offense this week?
We sucked.
We sucked. Hey, well, I mean, I love it.
Okay, so, I was like messaging you, like the game wasn't even over yet, but I was just so frustrated because it's like, I said it before, too predictable. It was just easy to know what they were doing, and then it was just like, well, why? They know you're doing this, so why? It was sad.
No, yes, I understand. I mean, like when we looked at it, shoot, it was a tough game to watch. I mean, both. If you're a Vikings fan, if you're a Raiders fan, it was just a tough game to watch. Offensively, we couldn't get it together. I mean, like, it's just like Val said. It was watching, hey, we're going to run the ball on first down, we're going to run the ball on second down, and we're going to throw the screen pass on third down. All in? What do you got for me, baby?
Yeah, like Val said, way too predictable. That was definitely disappointing. I had big expectations from AP and Bo. You had 2 weeks, and that's what we got. That was pathetic. I don't know what the answer is offensively. I really don't. And stop running a screenplay, first of all. But I said it last week. I think for AOC to have some success, you got to start them off, get them in rhythm, like Cincinnati did with Jake Browning. Man, get the guy comfortable, get him in rhythm, hit guys in stride, run quick outs, slants, back to the basics, quick West Coast offense, and just get them in rhythm. That's where start there. Back to the basics.
Yeah, man. I mean, like when we were watching it, our offensive line struggled. I mean, we struggled all over the place. It's really hard to see what we're trying to do. I think offensive identity wise, we are having some struggles when we say, hey, we want to be a running football team. We want to have this identity of being a hard-nosed, tough football team. But at the same time, it's like, hey, we're beating our head against the wall. We are repeatedly doing the same thing and not being successful. So why would you keep doing it? I mean, again, our offensive line is struggling. We have no vertical attack. We don't have any back-to-back plays that we're putting together that is telling us, hey, man, we're going to attack the field vertically. Again, all sorts of things. Matt, give me your opinions, my brother.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, man, when you said the offensive line. Wait, can you guys hear me all right? Just make sure.
Yep,
sure
I got you, brother.
Okay.
I can hear you
All right,
perfect.
man. All right, cool. So yeah, I think you guys are right. You hit it right on the head on the offensive line, man. We've struggled all year with the offensive line. This brings me back to Aiden O'Connell. If you want to be an elite quarterback, you got to learn how to escape the pressure. You can't, once that pocket collapse, just fold up with the line. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's a good pocket passing quarterback, but he's got to have that pocket. That pocket. Look at that one play he had, man. He had all day in the world. It was one play
couldn't
out of
find
all of
anybody.
them, But you know what I mean? Just if our offensive line could hold up like that every play, the guy could be great, But once that offensive line collapses, he folds and he goes under. He folds with the line, and that's the end of Aiden O'Connell. And
He can move up, but he can't move side to
But can't
side.
move side to side. Yeah, he's got no side to side movement at all.
Matt, what do you let me ask you a question. What do you think the problem is with the offensive line? Because what's crazy today is I forget what ranking it was. They got our O line ranked 12th best, and I was like, there's no way. But so, what do you think? You think the big difference is coaching and scheme, and
Well,
because
it definitely scheme. I say, go ahead, finish it. Finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
well, let's look. I mean, I don't know who the O line coach is, but look at Tom Cable. The dude had essentially the same line playing lights out. The only different player this year is Van Rotten, and I mean that guy's terrible.
Right. But we've also had a lot of injuries on our line, and our depth is questionable. Yeah, we may have a solid
Yeah.
line when everybody's on there. Yeah, we could rank 12th, but we've missed Colt Miller for how many weeks now? I think he played. Did he play last week? I'm not even sure if he played last week or not. But if
No,
he
he
didn't,
didn't play against the Vikings, but I believe he played against the Chiefs. I could be wrong.
Yeah, or the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I meant the Chiefs. Yeah, because we had to bye last week. But yeah, I don't know. He's been missing a couple games, so our left tackle's been in and out. Illuminor ranked pretty high this week, I think. With his blocking grade or whatever. But like I said earlier this year, when we built our line this year, it's the same as it was last year. All we were was a run heavy offensive line. If you seen Derek Carr last year, he did the same thing Aiden O'Connell's doing. He's folding up when the line collapses. He couldn't get the play off, and if he did, he was hurrying the play up, and he was forcing an interception, or he was throwing stupid balls, and it was getting people hurt. You know what I mean? So again, I think it has to do with scheme. The offensive line coach, I'm not sure who he is. I couldn't tell you right off the hand who he is, but
From New England.
What's that?
They brought him from New England with
Brought him from.
he gone.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like you said, like Tom Cable is a great coach, and I guarantee you, if Tom Cable was coaching right now, our offensive line would be playing a lot better than it is now, and we would definitely be seeing a lot more better play from Aiden O'Connell. But our offensive line coach hasn't changed anything since the day he's been brought in. He hasn't changed since last year. If he's been here since last year, I'm not sure if he has or not. But again, it's all scheme. You're using your guys wrong. You don't have the depth behind the guys that are getting injured, and we're just not seeing it. And it's frustrating to see with all the receivers that we have that how bad, and the running backs that we have, how bad we're playing right now. It all starts with your line. If you're building a team, you start with your defensive line and you start with your offensive line. I think that's how you build a team. If you struggle in those
for a long time. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. If you struggle in those two areas, you're gonna have flaws everywhere else because the trenches is what wins you games. I don't care if you say it's defensive trench or if it's offensive trench. That's what wins you games. And if you ain't got that, you're either not gonna have a running game or you're not gonna have a passing game. And right now we're seeing that we don't have a passing game because of that,
Or really a run game.
or
We're not
really even
even
a run
averaging
game.
3 yards a carry.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yep.
Josh Jacobs is still what? Didn't you say like last week he was like ranked like third in rushing or something like that with 1,000 yards or something?
Yeah, I don't. That's scrimmage yards.
Oh, scrimmage yards. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So okay,
So,
but
guys, so let me jump in on that one real quick.
okay.
Okay. So we're talking offensive line, right? Carmen Basilio is the one that's the offensive line coach right now. He came over from New England. Okay. I think I'm with Matt. Okay. The reason that we're struggling so much on the offensive line at the moment is one, we suffer from lack of continuity. Okay. When you suffer from lack of continuity, that means guys really don't trust each other. And on the offensive line, you have to trust each other to make adjustments. Two, when you got a play caller, okay, the play caller is the one that gets your guys in rhythm. Okay. If you get a guy that's right, they use play action a lot. They use that. You'll see them start running the football, then boom. But that requires you having a mobile quarterback, which we don't have. We've already talked about how AOC struggles when the pocket collapses around him. He can't move his feet. I mean, like, obviously, it's a difficult thing when you have, again, a fourth-round draft pick starting the game and our hodgepodge offensive line can't hold it together. When Val was texting me, she was like, Will, what are we doing? Like, this is crazy. We can't get it together. I looked at the game film, guys, and I said, bro, why is it that our offensive line is really struggling? Look at the right side of our line. Bro, our right tackle, Theo Munford, I mean, 7th-round draft pick. Obviously he's fighting to stay in the league right now. Then we got a Luminor who's a swing tackle. Bro, this was a mistake that was made by the previous regime, okay? They didn't address the offensive line. They literally thought because we had the number 1 rushing team last year that it was going to carry over to this year. And they said, oh, you know what? We can just do plug and play. Whoever it is, we can plug them in there and we're going to get the same results. And that, in my opinion, is the reason why our offensive line is struggling. When you have bad play calling, when you guys got playing outside their system, and they're playing way above their pay grade. They're trying to do things that, hey, I'm not good at. So you have to adapt it, and our play callers are rookies. Guys, AP right now, rookie head coach, 0 offensive experience, okay? I love Bo. He's trying to get it together. But again, we've talked about this in previous podcasts. The guy didn't have an offseason with this team. It's not his playbook. He's trying to put stuff together. He's trying to figure out what Aiden O'Connell can do, what he can't do. Okay. Again, small sample size still. It's frustrating. But at the same time, I can't blame this on these coaches. I do blame them for not being – I feel like we were not offensively prepared. Offensively, this game, I think we went and thought that we were just going to blow out the Vikings and go to the Chargers. So we kind of I think we started practicing for the Chargers on Friday. So we overlooked this team and it bit us in the ass. But to lose 3-0, 3-0, guys.
It's pathetic.
It is pathetic, but at least, I mean, in my eyes, I felt like our defense is a little bit better. I mean, because it could have been worse. It could have been way more than 3. We really held them back, and that's what kind of stood out to me was, yeah, there was a lot of overturns, but I mean, our guys could have let their guard down. It could have been another way, and we know what that other way is. So even though our offensive side sucked, at least our defensive was on it.
No,
So,
absolutely.
Will, back to your offensive points with Bo. Bo came from New England, correct? I believe he did.
I believe so.
So, Bo knows the offense, okay? right? Bo's the quarterback coach, so he's had Aiden all year. He knows what Aiden's capable of. The only thing really, in my opinion, new to Bo is maybe the game planning portion, which I don't know how much a quarterback coach is involved in the game planning. So maybe the game planning's new, but the play calling is definitely new. But I believe he should at least know the offense if he came from New England, and B, know his quarterback since that he's the quarterback coach and has been the quarterback coach. So I don't know that that's a legit excuse in my opinion. The play calling, sure. I mean, he sucks at that. Let's just call it is what it is. He's as bad as McDaniels was at that. He apparently really likes the string game.
Well, and
But
here's the thing. Again, you're going to be a product of your environment. Okay. If
right,
that's what you saw be successful, if that's what you thought you were in New England and that's what's going to work over there, then that's what you're going to try to make work over here because you've seen it work.
yeah,
And
for
again,
sure, I get it.
and I think, and again, this is where when you're making play calls in certain situations, okay, where you're like, hey, I get it. He's back there. He should know the quarterback. He probably knows the quarterback left and right. But do you know how well, your left tackles do it? Do you know this guy? Do you know how this guy operates? You probably don't because you haven't had the time to develop with those position groups. That's just my thing. Again, I don't really like or dislike Bo. I think he's going to be a great coach in the future. But right now, I think this was just something that he got thrown into and that he's learning on the fly. And when you're learning in the NFL against the best defensive minds, probably of this period, it's a difficult thing. But
For
what I
sure.
do like, we got to look at too is like to Val's point, okay? We can talk about the offense all day. Let's move on to the defense, guys. Defensively, boy, Patrick Graham got these boys playing. Bro, we are dirty. And we are coming alive, man. I mean, hey, I like the move that we made with Tyree, moving him inside. I mean, him moving inside, definitely he showed up this game and, started
So
collapsing.
when they drafted him, that's why they liked him, because he could play both in and out.
Yep. And I mean, like, if you guys saw the pursuit that he's thinking, man, I mean, like, the Max Crosby disease is spreading all over the defense, bro. Because we are
100%.
hustle. Go ahead, Oliver. Go ahead.
I believe the defense is playing well above their talent, for sure. There's really not much negative to say. I mean, we got holes to fill, for sure. I would have liked to see some turnovers Sunday. The real question is going to be whether it's AP or another head coach. Do they keep Patrick Graham and let him keep going on what he's doing?
Well, I got something to add to that. Would Patrick Graham stay on to be an assistant coach to AP? I mean, like, that's another question we have to look at. Guys, I think Patrick Graham has really made a stand for himself to say, hey, man, I think you guys should consider me for head coach. Because honestly, this year, and last year, we all complained. I'll tell you what, we were all on there that our defense wasn't very good, that, they're the reason that we're losing, that they're the reason for this. Hey, man, this year, we are like one of the cheapest defenses outside of Chandler Jones's contract. I think we're at $40 million a year, which, $40 million is a lot, but, not in the NFL.
That's cheap when it comes to football money.
Yeah. Bro.
And you're talking about a whole defense.
Exactly. So, again, and he's making it happen with these guys. I mean, outside of Max Crosby, okay, tell me a guy that you knew along the defensive line, along that defensive front. Not very many people can go outside and be like, oh, I know who that is. Oh, I know who Malcolm Kuntz. Dude, Spillane was he was a guy from freaking the Steelers. The Steelers did want to keep him, but they let him go. Again,
traded him, right?
It was Max Crosby. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, Patrick Graham has made a stand for himself to say, man, hey, I need to be in the conversation for head coach for this team. But again, our defense played outstanding. Out fucking standing, Daniel. I'll be like, dude, I love it,
Oh
bro.
no, you're 100% right. They were. I mean, hopefully they can keep it up. I liked Patrick Graham when we hired him, man, because if you look back, the Chicago, sorry, not Chicago, the New York defense, they played some good ball in New York on the defensive side when he was the DC there. So I was excited because he didn't. I mean, there wasn't a ton of talent on that roster either defensively.
I think they beat
And he,
us when they had Patrick Graham.
I'm sure they did. Everybody fucking beat us.
yeah. And I mean, like, that's why when Val was like, you know what? For all the stuff that we suffer on offense, defensively, we are freaking playing out of our minds. I couldn't agree with her more. I love the
Yeah,
kid that we picked up out of, or what's the kid that that Antonio Pierce coached in college? The corner that's
Jack
Oh,
Jones.
big.
Jack
He, yeah,
Jack
Jones.
he,
Jones.
yeah,
Hey, Jack Jones, quite a pickup, man. Quite a
yeah, for
pickup.
sure.
Kid can cover, physical, wants to tackle.
Yeah,
Definitely not a Marcus Olay Peters.
no, absolutely not. I like that pickup a lot.
I like the way we're playing. I saw Marcus Epps coming down, making some hits in the box. I mean, the only thing I would wish is that he would wrap up. But man, he gets in, he throws his body in there. Hey, Max Crosby, guys, 10 tackles, 2 sacks. I mean, it's hard. Dude, it's gonna be so hard to say, guys. The guy's gonna have a monster season, and because of our season, he might not be Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Probably won't be, sadly.
I mean, I can see him winning the Walter Payton Award because of that, but I don't see him unless we get on some sort of winning streak, winning it. But hey, Matt, let me get your thoughts on the defense, and yo, hit me with it, brother.
Yeah, they're playing way better than they've been playing the last couple of weeks. I like the way Kuntz has been playing because I like the move, like you guys said. Let me take that back. I like what you guys said about Tyree Wilson, how they moved him in because the game's a lot slower when you're moved into the inside than you are on the outside edge. So I think bringing him in with him not having the repetition that he didn't have in the off season. I think, by giving it was a little harder for him because he didn't have any kind of repetition against anybody this offseason. And he had that foot injury, everything, and then he was thrown into the mix, to be that guy when Chandler Jones was supposed to be that guy.
It wasn't until the
So
Dallas game, right? He didn't get
yeah,
any
I think it was
reps
like,
until the Dallas game.
yeah, so I think it was,
Yeah,
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Dallas game. But yeah, but moving him into the inside, it definitely helped him out. But it also, that's where Malcolm Kuntz has stepped up because if it wasn't for Malcolm Kuntz creating that pressure off the other edge, would he be getting those sacks right now? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's, Malcolm Kuntz has definitely stepped up and, he's been a big factor in our defense this year.
Oh yeah.
Spillane, oh man, that dude's, I'm glad we got that guy. Like, that guy's probably one of my favorite offseason pickups this year. Um, Amik Roberts, that guy's playing lights out. Everybody's got that max mentality right now. Like you guys said earlier, they're lights out right now. And I think they want Patrick Graham to stay just as much as I think they want AP to stay, honestly. And I think that's why the defense has been playing the way they've been playing. They play for Patrick Graham and they're playing for AP, who was their linebacker coach. I think they got more ties and more connection to the defensive side of the ball right now than they do with the offensive side. I don't think any of the offensive players are connecting with Hardegree. I don't think he's the guy that can coach Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs and Hunter Renfrow and use these guys in a certain way to get them open. Or, well, I guess Aiden O'Connell was kind of thrown in the mix too. He wasn't technically really even supposed to be a name, like nobody even really knew who he was, unless you watched the draft. But everybody's been kind of thrown in the mix. But like I said, I think everybody's leans and holds more together on the defensive side than they do the offensive side right now. So
no, I agree. So
And
I
shout
mean,
out to Meek this year though, because I
he's
remember
been playing.
watching the Dallas game live, and I was like, "Damn, he's like he played like the whole third preseason game," and I was like, "Man, maybe that dude's on like on the fence. Maybe he might not make this roster." And maybe that woke him up. I don't know, but I mean, that dude has been playing all year.
Right? Like I
No,
said earlier, I call him dynamite because it comes in small packages.
Facts.
Oh,
absolutely, man. And I mean, like, it's just like you said, all the defenses playing out of their mind. Every single guy has stepped up. Key guys have come in and said, hey, man, we have a process. This is what we're going to do defensively. We're going to give you everything we got. I mean, we saw it, like we said, with Tyree Wilson this game. He's chasing people down. People are putting maximum effort into their plays defensively and getting it done. Now, guys, all right, we are currently 5-8. Okay, we got two types of fans right now: the fans that are telling you to pack it up and leave, and the fans that are telling you let's just win and let's go, let's keep going. Okay, so Val, right now, in your opinion, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what direction would you like to see the Raiders go, and what would you like? What do you think is going to make a difference for us to start winning at least in this next game? Say, hey, make a change at this position, or you know, I don't like to talk about coaches because right now to talk about coaches, it would be a really difficult thing to say fire a coach and hire a coach and then have a guy be there for one day. But what do you
Yeah.
think, we can do to give us a little spark on offense for this next game?
Honestly, I think these last couple games, they just need to, whatever they're wanting to try out new, they just need to do it. To figure out, kind of at least get on a path of what may work and what doesn't. They don't always have to pass the ball to JJ and go right up the middle. Try something new. I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? Just
Yeah.
try something new. It's
So,
and I've said it over and over, and I've told you over and over, way too predictable. I mean, you know who they're gonna throw to, you know who they're gonna try to. It's the last couple games. Try something new.
yeah.
Figure something else out. I mean, it's not, I don't know. It's just
So,
kind of frustrating. And I
no, I got you. So to Val's point, guys, I'm gonna make it like this. All right. Hey, guys, we have JJ in the backfield, and we have Devontae Adams, and we've seen a lot of them. Where's Michael Mayer? Where's Jacoby Myers? I mean, like, I haven't seen Jacoby Myers since like the couple big games he had. Now he's disappeared. Okay, where's Hunter Renfro? He's still on a milk carton. She's saying, "Hey guys, we know that we're gonna get the ball to these two guys, but we can't get the ball to everybody else. We have all these playmakers on offense, but we're not using them. They're all on the back of a freaking milk carton right now, and they're lost. So I can feel your frustration.
Jacoby had 7 grabs on Sunday.
I was gonna say,
Did
I
he?
thought he had a pretty good game, I thought, but he just, other than like
It
the
was all short
short
screens.
Sure,
screens,
everything
that's
else.
pretty much all it was. But he had the better hands out of any receiver. I mean, even Devontae dropped a couple balls the other day,
Well,
so.
actually, Devontae had 7, and I think Jacoby had 5 Sunday.
Oh, is that okay?
But we're man, throw Tucker in there, man. Stretch the field, even if you're not going to throw deep. Stretch the field. Let's make them think we're going to throw deep.
I think that's what hurt us, man. I think they were scared. Like, I mean, not necessarily. I think AOC was scared to throw it, man. I think that guy is. You talk about being a conservative player. I see him. He is the most conservative player I've seen for a long time. Like, he's more conservative than Kara in my book. Like he
Dude,
does not go down unless he sees that guy open. Like, I mean, that catch that Tucker had downfield, that I'm talking about the same game, right? He did have that catch that was called down, right? Right, we would have been like in the or was that against the Chiefs? I can't remember if that
Tucker
Where he
was
was
had the
called out of
sideline
bounds.
the
catch.
sideline
Yeah,
catch.
where he
That
was
was
called out of bounds.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was the Vikings, correct? Just wanted to make sure I got my
yeah.
games right because
Yep.
he's had a couple good catches, but yeah, that catch right there, like if he would have just caught that ball, we would have been in field goal range. You know what I mean? Like he caught the ball, but he was thrown out of bounds. But if that would have
Or
been
if we don't fumble the
a
ball.
completed pass, or we didn't fumble the ball, and that's another thing. Like I like Renfro, but man, that dude, if he does get hit, he is a fumble machine, man. Like he needs, in my book, like he needs to like bulk up a little bit, like and learn how to brace for those hits. Cause I mean, he's so loose footed, like I said, I like the guy and I'm not knocking him because he's got great hands and he definitely gets the yards after the catch. But if he takes a hit, like from a linebacker or somebody, man, he loses the ball or he's out, like he's either hurt or he fumbles the ball. But if he's
Which is
wide open,
crazy. Was he? I can't remember, but did he have that problem in 21 when
yeah,
he had his breakout Pro Bowl year? I
no,
don't
no,
remember.
I don't
He
think he
didn't get
did.
hurt and he didn't fumble the ball. The
He's had
fumbling
a
really started last year against Arizona when he fumbled
Yeah,
those two balls and then he got knocked out.
right. And then when he
yeah.
came back, and then he was running the wrong routes and then he ran into
Oh yeah, Devontae
Devontae,
last year.
and then I think he had one where he fumbled it again, where he was hit last year and fumbled it like I think it was like right over the middle of the field or something like that. I might be
Yeah.
wrong. Don't count me on that. But like
And
he's
I
the
wonder how
last
much
couple
of
of
that
years
goes to
to the
I wonder how
system,
much of that goes to not the system, but man, I mean, he's really had his fucking dick kicked in the dirt by Josh, and I just wonder how much of that is fucking confidence.
Really, yeah. I don't think it's confidence. I think his confidence is there. I think the guy thinks he can. I think he can. I think in his mind he thinks he can catch every pass that's thrown to him.
Oh,
And he
yeah, in that
does,
aspect.
But I mean, like, I think when you're talking about like, he hasn't had the playing time like everybody else. He's like, he has definitely gotten bigger. If you've looked at him this year, he's definitely gotten bigger. Like he's definitely been working out. But like you said, I think that does play a factor with the way Josh Jacobs was treating him. I think he's trying to
McDaniels.
come back, or McDaniels, Jacobs, sorry, that guy. But yeah, no, the way McDaniels was treating him, I think that really kind of hurt his demeanor in a way,
His
and the
ego,
way
in a sense, maybe.
ego, yeah. And now I think he's trying to like gain it back, I think he's trying to get it back, and he's trying to do too much to do it, and that's causing him to be careless, in my book. But
Okay. Go ahead.
I can see it.
Yep.
So, guys, hey, all in. Let me get your thoughts on where we need to go and like the things we need to go and do on offense to get a spark.
Man, I mean, especially going into tomorrow, that's tough because we don't even know who's playing. Like, weapon wise, is it just going to be Jacoby and Hunter and Tucker? And I think Tucker could probably have a little bit bigger role, even if it's just as a decoy, stretching the field. If Josh is out, man, throw Carter in the backfield. Give Carter some carries. I don't, I don't think you should spread him out and try to use him as a receiver, but use the guy as a back. Isn't he listed as a running back?
DeAndre
This is a
Carter's like a
receiver.
flash. Yeah, he's
Is
listed
he?
as a receiver, but I mean, like,
Oh,
he can
okay.
play
He's a
that
receiver.
splash.
He's a slot, I think. I think they were the ones saying that he was going to come in to take over Hunter Renfro.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean, man, it's really hard to say because I don't know who's playing. I mean, right now it's Adams, Jacobs. They're all questionable for tomorrow.
No, I gotcha. So for me, it's this, man. If we're gonna look at this right now, guys, I agree with Matt. I agree with everyone here with the comments that we all made. Hey, we're lacking something. We're lacking the big play. We're lacking the vertical game. We're lacking us using all these pieces that we have around. If we look at it, I'm going to tell you something that I would like to see. I would like this to see the vertical game come back to the Raiders. Guys, we invented the bomb. The fucking bomb was invented because the Raiders throw the ball vertically. Okay?
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you something. We completed 2 passes for over 15 yards. We had an average
Jesus.
of 4.3 yards a pass. The lowest of any team in the league.
I think my son's little league got more than that.
You ain't lying. Guys, we had Devontae Adams had 7 catches for 53 yards for 7.6 average. Hunter Renfrow was the guy with the highest average of catch at 15.3 with 3 of them. Okay.
And that's because he had the yak.
Yeah, he
Yep.
got the yak. So, guys, again, we are not attacking the ball. We're not attacking the field vertically. We keep saying, hey, we need to make these checks at the line. You know what? Aiden needs to stop trying to play a perfect game and just win the game.
Yeah, just play the game.
Dude, just win it. He's too scared to throw an interception.
Yeah.
And that's what it
Thank you.
is. If you see him, he doesn't want to throw an interception.
I
He
wanted to
doesn't
say
want
that
to make
earlier.
certain things happen because he said, no, and that's the truth. In my opinion, if you see him play, he's scared to throw an interception. And in my book, a gunslinger that is scared makes you predictable. It makes it so that way people get taken away. And once he sees that option taken away, he gets scared. If you guys look at the game, okay, when he has protection, if his first read is not there, he looks at his second read. It's a wrap. It's done. Like, he starts dribbling up, just like Matt said. He starts saying, hey, I can't make it happen. I'm scared. Boom. I shrivel up. Sack me. And then I'm going to tell you another thing too, fellas. In this game, penalties killed us. I don't care what we can say right now. When we're driving and you go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 17 to 1st and 20 from 1st and 10. Yeah, 1st and 20. Bro, there ain't that many offenses that are going to get down there and score points that way.
Bro, can I just say something about this? Like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but man, you're talking penalties and you're talking AOC. Can I just bring up the throw that he did, man? The fucking intentional grounding, bro. Like, what are you thinking, bro? Come on. There's nobody even on that side of the field.
Well, and that's what we're saying. Hey, he starts panicking. Literally starts panicking, starts saying, oh, I can't make a mistake. And I think, one, it's because Raider Nation has almost made this kid like the Messiah. Okay, they said, oh, because the McDaniels regime and this thing, and this kid came and he had a decent game, that he was going to come and save the whole fucking season. Bullshit, dude.
Well, part of that's because of the way he played in the preseason.
I've said that before. It doesn't matter how you play in the preseason if you can't, if you don't get the reps, You can play good in the preseason all you want with 3rd and 2nd stringers because that's who you play with. But if you ain't getting 100%. no first round reps, you don't know how those guys play. Those guys play on a whole different level than what you're used to.
The game is
so what
fast.
You're saying is bench the starters.
No. I'm saying not even bench the starters. Man, can we just pick somebody up like the Browns did with Joe Flacco or something? Just kind of grab somebody for now.
Right? Hey, you're not lying. Hey, so again now, guys, let's move forward, okay? Where do the Raiders go from here, guys? Okay, in your opinion, do they say, hey, again, do we pack it up? Or do we fight for a spot? Do we go for a draft pick? What is it, and why do you feel that way? I mean, like, again, I'm not saying that you guys are going to say, oh, let's just have our team lose out, because no fan wants their team to lose out. But in your opinion, what is the best way for the Raiders to go? Right now, if we were to currently draft guys, we'd be the number 6 pick in the draft. In my opinion, all the quarterbacks would be gone by then. But go ahead, Val. Hit me with it, girl.
I think it's time we get a good draft. Like, not half-as, okay, decent, no, it's time we get a good draft. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, she's asking shit show. Who said? Hey, so let me ask you this. Okay. Hey guys, do we draft a quarterback, or if we draft a quarterback, do you think we have the quarterback of the future on the roster right now, or do we draft one, or do we get one in free agency?
I mean, Aiden he can always be molded, right? I mean, it takes time, it takes work. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, yeah, we can draft somebody, but again, it's still going to take time and work and molding them into what we need. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah, just because you draft somebody in the first round doesn't mean that they're going to be an all-time great. Just look at Jamarcus Russell.
I
That's
mean,
all I got.
Aiden's got potential. I think he needs a lot of work and figuring it out and finding what really works best for him. I think he's finding that out the hard way in like now, just kind of being thrown into the mix. But Alan, what you think?
Aiden is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He might be a good second string, but he is not a starting quarterback, and we're not going to waste our time. The That's tough to say what we're going to do. Who's the coach? That's going to
That's
tell you
another
what we're
question.
going to do. That's going to 100. Is he
Okay,
going to go Harbaugh?
so you
Is he
said
going to
who's the coach?
stay AP?
So you said who's the coach? So I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask
that's
you
going
this
to be the
question.
deciding factor.
Okay, let's say AP stays on. Okay, if AP stays on, do you draft one? Do you trade for one, or do you got the guy on the roster?
Now we don't have the guy on the roster. That's clear. If AP stays on, I think they try to trade up and they try to probably go get Jaden
Jaden
because he's
Daniels
an
out of
AP.
LSU.
Yes, he's an AP guy. I think that's probably the route they go. Uh, Justin Fields is always an option. You know, when you and I talked about it, I wasn't thinking fifth year and all of that. I don't think Justin Fields has been developed. He's had some really bright spots, but let's face it, Chicago's not known for an offense.
Yeah.
But I think you can get Justin Fields cheap. But again, it all depends on who the head coach is. I mean, if Jim Harbaugh is the head coach, you know, does Harbaugh draft his boy from Michigan? I mean, there's a lot of ifs. You can't say who the quarterback's going to be because we don't know who the coach is going to be.
Yep, and you know what? We'll get into that a little bit later in this episode. But I like that. I like that. All right, Maddie.
Man, I think there's a lot of great quarterbacks coming out of this draft. I don't think there's just one. I think this might be, honestly, this could be, I'm not saying this, but I am saying it, but I think this could be probably one of the better quarterback drafts that we've seen in the last probably decade. There's so much talent with quarterbacks coming out, man, that I think we will have the chance to pick up a quarterback. And if we have the guy on the board, I think they move up and get him if they have the chance, you know. And if it is AP, which I have a strong feeling that AP is going to get the job, and we'll get to that later, but I think he's our coach, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to, like you said, I think he goes after Jaden, and if he doesn't go after Jaden, I think Caleb Williams falls a little bit, and I think we could probably pick up Caleb Williams.
I'm not buying the Caleb falling, man. I think Caleb's going to go number 1 to Chicago. I'd be surprised.
You think that they're not going to stay with Justin
surprised.
Fields? I mean, they're pretty much going to get the same player if you think about it, from Caleb Williams to Justin Fields.
If you buy all the hype, I mean, personally, I don't know that Caleb's that talented. Dude's talented. I'm not going to take that from him, but the dude folds under pressure and against good defenses. He was shit against good defenses.
Yeah, you have a point there.
So I don't know, but because back to Will's point, Chicago's got to pick up the fifth year, and then they're going to have to pay Fields. So do they start over on a rookie deal?
Right. But I mean
I don't know.
that's Chicago. I ain't even getting into them, but yeah.
It's crazy how
But yeah,
it's
no, I
crazy how it
think
all worked out.
yes, sir.
Yeah, about them Chicago Bears, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think
Hmm?
Williams is going to fall. I think Williams. I think teams will be too afraid to pass on Williams
Yeah. So I mean, so
if he
what if
does turn into that
so if
generational
that's the
talent.
case, what about Drake May? You think Drake May would take that plunge then? What do you think about Drake May? Would you
No,
go with a Drake May if you had that pick in your lap?
I don't know
No,
enough
he's
about Drake
predicted to
May,
go.
man.
So he's predicted to go high in this draft.
He's predicted
But
to
here,
go number one, but I'm saying like if he's saying that Caleb Williams jumps up, does Drake May fall because of that? Or because I mean Jaden Smith or Jaden will be uh up there with him too, right?
dude,
Everything I've
too many
seen is
quarterbacks need to.
Everything I've seen is Drake May's the number two quarterback off the board
Yeah, I see that. And I see Jaden Daniels going too. I mean, like, dude, it's so like somebody's gonna fall. Somebody's gonna fall because there's a couple
for
quarterbacks in
sure.
this draft that somebody's gonna fall, and I
I
think any
I
of
think
them
New
are
England
actually.
takes Drake May.
Do you
Yep.
think? You think they kind of go with like the? Man, I don't know. I think if Caleb Williams doesn't go number one, I think Drake May takes that fall. I think
Uh,
one of them has a bad pro day, and I think that
uh,
causes them to fall. I
that
mean,
could
like I
be.
said, if we're just going off of my thoughts, like that,
It's
Yeah.
an interesting class for sure.
No, absolutely, guys. And I mean, like, it's like you guys said, there's so many different possibilities. You're like, hey, for me, it's like Val said, we've had so many bad drafts, guys. I'm tired of reaching for players. I'm tired of like going and getting guys that we're like, oh, maybe this guy would be good, you know, blah, blah, blah. Let's get the secure guy. We have so many holes that I think if we draft a quarterback, we can get a good quarterback in the first or second round. If we don't got the guy we want in the first, draft the right tackle, draft the best freaking right tackle in the whole draft, or a D tackle, and lock him in and make sure that you know what you got it going. So that way, at the end of the day, bro, we got good depth at certain positions of need. And offensive line are always needed. Defensive line, we need guys that can help out on certain positions. So I agree with you all. I think, hey, this is a difficult thing to look at. There's so many different options, especially at the quarterback position. And it all depends a lot on who is going to be the head coach and what we do. Okay. So, guys, we're going to move on to the next segment. And in the next segment, this is one thing we're going to discuss. All right. This I got some like TV feedback, guys. If you guys could turn down the TV. All right. So, guys, I got 5 people that don't want to lose that are on the Raiders on my list here. Okay. And they all are on the let's win right now train. Okay. In my book, it's AP, Devontae Adams, AOC, JJ, and the rest of the coaching staff. I know that we've talked about the future and the ways that things that we want to see. But guys, let's talk about what those 5 need to do in order to create that winning atmosphere this game, basically on Thursday at Allegiant Stadium. I think these 5 things need to create great chemistry and need to create some sort of 1, offensive firepower, 2, consistency, and 3, some sort of eminence of our offense, man. I mean, like, guys, I want to see something where I can at least cheer for more than 4 plays and then be like, hey, we're going to punt it. So, hey, I'm going to start with Matt. Hey, how are those 5 going to build some chemistry so that way our offense is not stagnant as shit and we look at another freaking donut on the scoreboard?
man, I think I think we got to have trust in each other, and I don't think it's necessarily like the receivers need trust in. I don't. I think they need more trust in Aiden. You know, like I said, this brings me back to him. You know, he falls under pressure a lot. You know, and if he does try to drive down the field and win the game, he throws an interception. Or he's got a lot of flaws that he's got to fix. If you want to win the game that bad and you're a quarterback, find a way. Find a way. Don't fold up. Your guys got to click together, but you got to have that offensive scheme. You can't just run the same Madden rookie mode plays, for the whole first 2-3 quarters, and then try to decide to go deep in the fourth. You know what I mean? Or get away from the run. Quit getting away from the run. You guys get away from the run so much that you guys are trying to throw them off, and then you guys go back to run, pass, run, pass, run, pass, or so on and so forth. They gotta. I don't know. I've been saying it over and over and over again, man. You just gotta start clicking. You gotta start gelling, and if they're not gonna do it, they didn't do it last game, so I don't know. We'll see how they do this game. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
to fall on what you're saying, it's like, from my perspective, from what you're saying, sorry, is whatever relationship there is between Aiden and the rest of the guys, like, they don't have that needed relationship, that connection. They might play together, but it's obvious, because if he had that type of connection, trust, and relationship with them like he needed, there might be a little bit more trust in there. He might have a lot more confidence, but he needs to work on that with them. And I think him being tossed in the mix and kind of just having to just go at it doesn't really help much with it. And I don't know.
So I get it. I mean, like, I get what you're saying. You feel like, hey, one, you have to build the chemistry, and that's going to take time. We all have to work together. They all have to sit in, like, the room. Okay, we'll call it the lab. You got to sit in the lab. You got to sit in there and be like, dude, we got to figure this out. We got to, like, I don't know what it is. Pull out the jelly, pull out the jam, sit here all day, or sit here all night. Make a change here, make a change there. Let's work together, but let's move this boat in one direction. I get what you're saying. Hey, all in thoughts, brother, on what AP, Devontae Adams, AOC, JJ, and the coaching staff have to do in order to create some chemistry on offense, man.
I think what needs to happen is whatever the last 7 quarters of football have been the same. From the second quarter on of the Chiefs game through Minnesota have all been the same. The first 9 quarters that AP coached, that's completely different football. That's a completely different team. I don't know how much more quote unquote trust or faith you could put into a guy like AOC when one of the best receivers in the game is vouching for you publicly. I mean, that to me, like, if I'm AOC, man, I got my chest puffed out and I'm playing.
I'm looking
You know
for
what
a
I
way
mean?
to win.
That's the best receiver in the game has vouched for you publicly. If you can't get hyped up for that and find a way to win the game, or at least score a goddamn point, you're lost. You're lost in my book. But whatever's the Giants, the Jets, and the Dolphins, those 12 quarters of football in the first quarter of the Chiefs game, so it's that 13 quarters of football are different than the last 7 quarters. And whatever, I don't know what's different. It's not the same. It ain't the same mentality. It ain't the same group because the competition isn't better than Miami.
No. And the thing is, again, it's really odd. I don't know what happened offensively. Defensively, we're continuously coming to play. But
Yeah,
offensively, we're
and
just
speaking of
not there.
that, the you go out, you put 14 quick up on Kansas City, right? You take the lead, and then the defense damn near played the rest of the game
Yeah.
because the offense couldn't stay on the field.
And like you said, the last 7 quarters we haven't done anything. We've been flat, right? But the last 7 quarters of our defense has played lights out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
they played tired.
yeah, they played tired. They've played 7 straight quarters, man. Like, they haven't stopped playing. Our Raider Nation has sat there and begged the defense to get better. Begged to fire. I remember when everybody was on the train of let's fire him, get the defensive coordinator out of there.
Oh yeah,
We don't want
Gunther.
him. Or not Gunther, the guy we have now.
Oh yeah, PG. Yeah,
Yeah,
when we were blowing double-digit leads for sure
yeah, yeah.
because the
So
defense
people
couldn't
were
help the
like, yeah,
offense.
and then what he said, what was his thing was, I need better players. I need better players. Well, now he's got better
I need my
players,
players.
and I think McDaniels had a foothold, or I think he had a grip on everything. I think he had his hand in everything. When you look at
He's a control freak for
look at
sure.
look at I think I just read a report that came out about AP, where they said that he decided not to step in with the offense and let them just take over and continue doing their thing because he had faith in them, right? I don't think that's how McDaniels ran it. McDaniels, I
No.
think, said, no, you need to do this and you need to do this. And if
Yeah.
you're running, you don't run that scheme. Don't run that scheme. You need to start running into this. You need to start playing like this. These guys don't know what they're doing. I'm playing the offense. I know how they're running it. I'm an offensive coordinator. I can tell you how they're going to play defense, and I think he had a hand in that. And I think now that he is free and he's got that opportunity, that defense has turned around and played for him, and they continue to play for him. Now, offense, on the other hand, I think, we still got a bunch of Patriot guys on the offense. I don't know how well the team has been clicking with those guys, since they've came in. If they weren't clicking with Josh McDaniels and what he had there, why would they be clicking with the other guys that we continue to have? So I think, they all come from, like you said, they all come from from a certain background, right? If they are brought in by Josh McDaniels, they're going to be, this is what I've seen work. This is how I see how it works, and I think that's how they're still playing it on the offense. I think that's why the offense don't click.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, like, it might be a scheme thing. It might be a thing where you came from type of thing. Now, guys, hey, we're going to move forward. We're going to talk a little bit now about, we've talked about AP, and we know that we want AP to stay on as our head coach. But as we all know, there's also other possibilities of other coaches coming along, and being a part of it. So, guys, I'm gonna go through my list, and you guys can tell me yes, no, and your kind of reason why as to a yes or a no. Okay, so we're gonna go through the list. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys. The first name that comes up
Who gives a fuck?
is
Fuck your team.
He missed that.
no, we got it.
Who gives a
Hey.
fuck? Raiders, bitch.
Raiders, bitch.
Shit Show Joe.
Special
Hey,
guest.
so that is special guest, and that's gonna be the intro to segment 2. So that's perfect. Okay, guys. Hey, so Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator out of Detroit. All in. Thoughts?
I'm not opposed to Ben Johnson.
I'm not opposed, but I think he
I'm
goes
not
somewhere
opposed to
else.
him.
I think
Go
there's better
ahead,
opportunities for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I think he's probably got better opportunities out there. I'm not opposed to Ben Johnson. I think he could be the next big head coach, but like we've discussed before, any brand new head coach, it's going to be growing pains. And if you're going to go through growing pains again, why not stick with AP and see what he's got? Because he's going through that
Agreed.
these 9 games.
Agree. Matt, Ben Johnson.
Yeah. No, I don't. No, I'm in the same boat with him. I agree. If you're gonna If you're gonna go with Ben Johnson, go with AP because I mean you're gonna be in the same boat. You're the new coach, no different than Ben Johnson.
Okay, Val, Ben Johnson.
I don't know too much about him.
Do you know where he currently coaches?
No, so he's the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Okay, so right now, guys, I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys. I think like if we're gonna bring in a rookie head coach, with a lot of this list has rookie head coaches on it, I think we stay with the guy we got. You know, he's already going through the growing pains. He's already made the mistakes that we're looking at. You know that these guys are gonna make. So I don't want a rookie head coach to come in and for us to go through the same shit where we look at poor time management. Guys, I don't know if you guys saw this game, but time management has been an issue with AP.
Jesus Christ.
There's been
Huge issue.
no like sense of urgency getting to the line. I'm screaming at the TV the whole second quarter to get up, get up, get up, but they're not moving. All right. So again, I don't like that. Now we got
We had a minute to go or something, and
We used
At
a
least
timeout with
you
like
look like
30
you want
seconds.
something.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, after you let 20 run off the fucking clock.
Right.
Yeah.
When you could have
All right,
used
so
a timeout.
Agreed. So, hey, Frank Smith, OC, Miami, all in. Thoughts?
I'll be honest, I don't know the dude. But let's just keep it real. Mike McDaniel's the OC.
100.
Yep.
I keep
So
it 100. Yep.
so what does he do?
Hey, I don't know. Maybe he holds the.
That's like
clipboard.
Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. The dude got passed on for years, right? What's he doing in Washington now?
Nothing because he wasn't calling it.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I'm out on a guy who's not even calling the offense, but he's the OC.
All right.
Yep.
Matt?
Allen hit it right on the head with that one, man. Okay. I think he's, yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, I got nothing to say. He's got it. Yeah, whatever he said.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on from all the rookie head coaches and all these guys that don't have experience because
Yeah,
we're
go
all
to
gonna
somebody.
say.
Yeah. Throw some other names out there.
So, well, we're just gonna. Hey, tell me.
Let me throw my opinion out there real quick. Here's what I think it is, and
Okay.
what I think it's probably going to come down to. It's going to be Antonio Pierce or Jim Harbaugh. I think those are Mark's probably two guys, and I think he doesn't move on from AP because that's what the guys in the locker room want. But if he does not, if he moves on, it's probably going to be Harbaugh. Harbaugh's got experience. He's got to the Super Bowl. They probably should have won that Super Bowl.
All right.
That's my thought. That's probably the only two options.
I like that.
That's-
I like that. Hey, give me your two options, Matt. Give me your two options for head coach of the Raiders next year.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say AP for sure. Which I think he is, like, in my opinion, I think he's already got the job. I think it's going to be AP. I think Mark Davis is too scared not to hire this guy, especially after everybody's already vouched for him and keeps continuously every week. Even if they lose, we want to play for this guy, you know. I think if it ain't him, Harbaugh's a strong candidate, but I mean with Harbaugh and if you get rid of AP, okay, and then this is my opinion, if you get rid of AP, I think a lot of guys are gonna want out. There's gonna be a lot of guys that aren't gonna want to stick around for a rebuild. Now I know we got some contracts out there right now that we just given out, but you know, there's always a way out of your contract and always a way to trade yourself, you know, if you have leverage, you know. And if it not this year, next year, you know, and who's to say if you want out so bad that you don't want to play. But I think if you get Harbaugh, we're gonna end up going through like a rebuild process, and I think it's gonna be Harbaugh's guys that he brings in, and it's just gonna be another continuous cycle of, hey, you know, does another scandal come out with Harbaugh? You know, I mean, like he's already gone through how many?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we've seen that with college coaches. I mean, that's at the college level.
Yeah.
But I don't know that there is a big rebuild with Harbaugh. The defense is playing. You could add some guys. If Harbaugh was smart, he'd keep PG on. Offensively, he'll get to pick his quarterback,
So,
and
do
the
you
weapons
think?
are there.
Do you think like what about this? And like this is just a hypothetical. Like, what if what if Mark Davis could get Harbaugh to come over and join on with AP? You don't think he would do that?
No
You don't think
shot.
he'd come over as an offensive
Harbaugh's
coordinator?
absolutely not. Harbaugh's only leaving for a head coach spot. He's been a head
Not if he
coach too
offered him
long.
a
He's not
$100 million
gonna.
contract. You don't think he'd come over? If
Mark's a
he gave
fucking
him,
idiot if he
yeah,
does that for an
Mark Davis is
offensive
an idiot. I'm just saying, like,
coordinator. No,
I mean that contract
I
is
mean,
outrageous for an
put the
offensive
but then you think
coordinator.
about
put
it,
the money.
if AP don't work out, then bam, you got Harbaugh as a coach. Then
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know that I don't know that you I don't know that a Harbaugh. I mean, I don't know that Harbaugh is willing to become a OC
yeah,
after how long has he been a head coach? He's been a head coach for 15 years between college and the pros.
exactly.
yeah. No,
So,
I hear you. I was
so
just that's like I said. That's why I said hypothetical.
That would be cool.
I mean, hey, that would be a
Man,
once in a lifetime.
I think we got a tough ass team right there. If we got that, keep PG on.
Woo. Hey, keep dreaming. Okay, Val. Hey,
Hey man, if you
you can
keep
get.
dreaming, you'll run into it, right?
Yep. All right. So, two coaches, that you would like to see, and give us your reasoning as to why.
I think AP's gonna stay on. It's gonna take more than just the end of the season. I mean, you can't really judge somebody off of these handful of games that was kind of like thrown in the mix at it. I think he's going to keep him on to see what he's got, because there is improvement. It's not like we're just going down the drain continuously. There's some sort of improvement there. I don't have any other
Okay.
opinion for anybody else, but
You think AP is going to stay on because of the improvements we've already made? So,
yeah.
like you already feel like, okay, this is his job to, like, really for next year. And there's a lot of Raider Nation out there already that are saying, hey man, this guy already got the job. So I get that feeling. Okay.
I mean, and there's always room for improvement, and it's a learning lesson. I mean, building these connections and whatever, it takes time again, but I don't think AP is going to go that quickly.
No, absolutely.
If he took a chance on Josh, he can give AP a chance.
I think he gives AP that chance because of all the players that have kept vouching for him. And I think Mark Davis is going to feel that heat because he let Jim Bisaccia walk last time with the way the players felt about him. Rich, I'm sorry. Damn, what is up with my names today, man? I keep just saying names off the wall, man.
I saw an article earlier. I saw an article earlier that said that kind of insinuated that it's already AP's job, and that's why he didn't make the change because these games don't matter win or lose. He's
Well,
already
see,
got
that's
it.
what I was getting ready to say is I think it's not AP. I think it's got to do with the offensive coordinator and the offensive lineman, coach, and all that stuff. I think those are the guys that are going to see the door at the end of the season. I think if anything, I think Mark Davis brings in, or not Mark Davis, but I think there are offensive coordinators and offensive line coaches and players that would come over to play with AP. And I think if you got those guys under him and you keep PG the way he is right now, man, I think you got a legitimate shot, and you bring in some guys like let the offensive guys have some say so. Let your big guys, Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams, have a say so in who they bring in for offensive coordinator, somebody that can run some stuff with them. That can get them involved in stuff they like they're doing with the defense. They're letting the defense, come together. Hey, how do you guys like playing? What do you guys like? What do you guys like here? And it's working. So why can't we do that with the offensive coordinators and just I think that's what we're missing is the offensive coordinator and an offensive line coach.
Okay. So.
And a new offense.
Well, yeah, I mean, that comes with the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach.
Real quick, maybe it's just me, but going all the way back to last season against the Chargers in LA to open the Josh McDaniels era, the offense has always looked out of sync to me since day one, play one.
We're never
The offense is
consistent.
not consistency. It's just looked out of sync. It's just looked like something. You've seen high school offenses run with more rhythm than that. And
Yeah.
at first, I chalked it up to it's a new offense. It's supposedly complex, right? But then as time goes on,
So I
it
think
just it looks like shit.
I think a lot of what you're saying, and I think a lot of what I'm seeing from what you're saying is, I think we were back in those times is we were building. Like, I mean, I guess I'm taking it a little bit back further than McDaniel's, like the end, like Rich Bisaccia at the time, like because he took over for John Gruden or whatever. But I think what you're saying is, oh gosh, damn it! Now I just lost my train of thought of what I was gonna say. Damn it!
I have
Dude!
Go ahead,
Oh, it was
Ralph.
such a
Go
good
ahead.
one too.
All right, we'll get
I'll
back
get
to you,
back to
Matt.
me. I'll get back to you on
okay.
that one.
So I have a question for all three of you.
Okay.
Okay, so back
Raiders,
in
bitch.
2000,
Okay.
don't make me pull a Matt. Okay, hold on. Before I lose my train of thought. So back in 2013, we were 10-2. What do you think we need to do to get back to that? Or what do you think is missing for us to
In
keep that
2013,
16?
I was gonna say,
He's talking the last year that we went to the
I was
playoffs.
gonna say we were 0-10 until we beat Kansas City in 2013 or 2014, whatever it was. Yeah, 2016. That's we're not far off talent wise. A lot of here's what a lot of people too don't realize about 2016. Our defense wasn't very good in 2016, but we created turnovers. That defense was still ranked in the 20s. And here's the other thing I remember. Carr had what 5 or 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime that year. I don't know that we were. I mean, luck was on our side that year. We had a great year. Luck was on our side till it wasn't when Carr broke his leg.
Yep.
He was
That was
never the
one of
same
those.
after that.
I
Yeah, I was
agree.
gonna
No,
say, I
it was the
think,
next year. It was the next year when he broke his back is when he wasn't the same
yeah, that
against
was the
them.
next year. Yep, we were at that game.
They yeah, that team we had a lot of luck on our side, and we won a lot of last minute games. The defense created turnovers, and we didn't turn the ball over.
Will?
Okay.
So
So you want me to
that's
answer? Okay.
yeah. Shoot,
All right.
Will.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys the answer for me. In my opinion, okay, what we have to do is one, to get back to that, is we have to build consistency at the coaching position. Okay. We need to solidify that, and we need to give our team an identity. At that time, in 2016, we had leaders at every position. When you have leaders inside the locker room that solidify you, that your team believes in you, one, we need a quarterback. I'm sorry to say it. I don't believe that AOC is the solution. We have to draft a guy or get a guy in that when I look in the locker room, I'm going like, yo, that dude right there, I just got to get him one play. And he's going to get in the end zone. He's going to make it happen. So that's something that we need to get. We need to find that one guy that we believe in, that the defense goes like, if we're going to get that guy the ball, he's going to put the ball in the end zone. That's one thing that Derek Carr did give. Okay. And that year, with all those comebacks, we knew that if we got the ball back in the fourth quarter, we had a chance.
We had a shot.
Yeah, it's been a long time since then.
That's the one thing about Carr. He leads the league in fourth quarter comeback wins since being in the league.
And again, I mean, like, he has a lot of deficiencies in his game. Don't get me wrong.
For
Carr
sure.
has a ton.
And
But,
we're not saying bring Carr back. So
yeah, we're not saying that either. But we need a guy that can galvanize the team to be like, bro, I can put this team on my back Just get me the rock. Okay.
100%.
Now, when we find a guy like that, I don't know. But we have so many holes defensively and offensively that right now we need to improve our offensive line. Look at that offensive line from those years. Okay. Rodney Hudson,
Gabe
Gabe
Jackson,
Jackson,
Donald Penn.
Donald
Yep.
Penn. I'd be like,
Colton Miller.
we had some elephants.
No,
up
we didn't
front.
have Colton Miller yet.
No.
No? Oh, yeah, that's right. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
So we had
2016.
elephants up front, okay? We had a massive up front. I mean, like when you would walk up to the offensive line, grown men look like children next to those
Facts.
dudes, So what we need to do is find that. Is solidify offensive line, solidify our coaching staff. And for me, I'm with these guys, to bring it back to the question that was already original, was to say, hey, what I would like to see is AP get a short-term contract. One, because I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I believe that we'll revolt. There'll be a lot of players that want to leave if we don't have AP. Okay. And two,
We'll be forced to rebuild.
yeah. And two, that gives us some sort of semblance of continuity. Okay. He's going to know his players. He can bring in his staff, and it'll give us a good chance to evaluate him. And another reason that I think that Mark will do it is because if he doesn't do it, this hire is going to be a legacy-defining hire, okay, for him.
Yep.
If he goes and he says, hey, I'm going to make this hire outside, you better go get you a dog. You better go get you a winner, and we better be winning next year every game. Because if not, I'm telling you right now, Raider Nation might freaking revolt inside of Allegiant Stadium, and there is going to be
Maybe
people
what's
getting
left of the
kicked out left-
fans.
We
left
got to
and
show
right.
up to Allegiant Stadium.
Guys, and you know what? Hey, I can't hate on the guys that are selling their tickets, because right now the product on the field is disgusting.
100%.
Okay, I mean,
I was
can't
supposed
hate
to
on
be in Vegas tonight, and I'm glad I canceled because that's a lot of money.
You see,
Right.
and I'm like, I love going to the games. You guys know me. I'm all about the environment. You know what, man? I'm gonna cheer for my team, win or lose, no matter what. But it's tough,
Facts.
man. When you're sitting here spending $2,000 to $3,000 to go down and watch your team lose. Not even that. I mean, like, I can't even sit there and like talk shit to the other team, because guess what? We can't score a point to sit there and be like, oh, we in this game.
To be you're right. Not just lose, but be fucking flat and embarrassed. Like, man, my last few games have been New Orleans, Buffalo, Chicago, Tennessee. We should have won last year, and that blowout in Kansas City in 21. Like, god damn.
No, absolutely. It's tough. So I don't
And
blame people for that, you know?
back
Okay.
to your point, real quick, Will. That's why I believe it'll be AP, or he goes and gets a guy like Harbaugh, because he's not going to waste his time on a rookie head coach. He can't afford. I mean, it may work, but he can't afford to go get a rookie head coach and on hey, this guy might work. It's got to be, he's got to stick with AP if that's the case, or it's going to be Harbaugh, because Harbaugh's been there and done it.
Yeah, I think those are the only two candidates that he's got on board right now, and I don't think he can go with anybody else because, like you said, everybody else is either a rookie or they've failed somewhere else. Harbaugh has had a winning record, but our players gonna that my thing is with Harbaugh is, our players gonna stick around if we go with Harbaugh after they've already vouched for AP, like they've vouched for Rich Bisaccia. That's going to hurt a lot of players. And I think a lot of players that we have are going to be pissed off about that. And I think they're going to want to try to find a way out after that. And I think that is a lot of the reason why I think Mark Davis stays with AP. And I think this just takes me back to, I think the guys that are going to see the door, and I think the first people out of the building are going to be the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach. And then they're going to bring in their whoever they want to bring in for their defensive guys or whoever to help out, because they're going to obviously, AP's obviously going to move on and he's going to be linebacker coach and shit like that too. So, and maybe he wants to get rid of some guys off the defensive side and bring in some other guys, let him bring in his own staff. You got to he came in with no experience. So just like any other coach you're going to bring in that's a rookie. They're going to have no experience as being a head coach. They're going to have to learn how to rally their guys up and how to keep their guys motivated and, when they're down or, how to keep the foot on the throttle if they're up, like they got to do the same thing that he's learning right now. And if you keep rolling with AP, the only difference from now is he can win if they keep him, if not, then we gave it a shot. We're back to square one again, but at that time, are you going to have a Jim Harbaugh? Are you going to have somebody like that? Or are you going to have to go with somebody with a rookie background or that's failed somewhere else, so.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, hey, so let me ask you this. It's like Val's question. Val asked, what do you think we need to do to get back to that 2016 team that got us into the playoffs?
We gotta to get back to that stage. I think it starts with, like you said, it starts with our offensive line, because our offensive line, like I said earlier, it starts in the trenches. Everything in the game of football starts in the trenches. It's a battle of trenches. If you can't win with your big guys up front, you're not going to win with your little guys behind them. There's no way. And they're there for a reason. They're not there just to take up space on the field. They're there to block for quarterbacks, to open up space for running backs. They're there to create the pocket around the quarterback so he can, get the ball to the receivers that he's got to get them to. And it's the receivers' jobs to get open and, maybe keep the play alive. But it starts in the trenches. And like you said, back in 2016, that was where our strong point was. It was in the trenches. We had Latavius Murray back then. That dude was a beast, and then, that guy could run through a brick wall with that line we had, and to get back to that stage, we got to rebuild our line. And right now our line is our biggest weakness. So, in my opinion.
And we got to find an offensive coordinator that's got balls like Musgrave.
Oh,
and even Musgrave was soft though. I like Musgrave, but he was a soft coach. He wasn't really aggressive either, and look at everything else he's done afterwards. He went to Denver, I think, afterwards, and he didn't do much there either.
Yeah, but those were trash teams in Denver. They didn't have the talent that
right.
that 16 team had.
But even we regressed even with the same team that we had afterwards. You know what I mean? We got to have consistency.
Oh yeah, because what's his name? Come on, man. What's his name was terrible. What the hell was that dude's name that stepped in 17? That dude was trash. I mean, that dude was absolutely trash. And real quick, back to the AP coaching staff deal. It was rumored that he brought in Tom Coughlin.
No, he did. They were in the meetings.
He brought him in for advisory and stuff. It's kind of like how John Gruden did with the Saints.
Well, I like it.
Tell somebody get a hold of AP and tell him to get Adam Gase the fuck out of the building.
Hey,
I don't give a fuck what that guy is. That guy is trash on every fucking level.
Well, you know where Adam Gase, who that's where Bo Hardegree got his start from, was from Adam Gase.
Well,
he is a Bo Hardegree prodigy.
Just fucking
that's
nailed it fucking right on the head. That fucking now it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Get him the fuck out of the building.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So this kind of, Matt kind of almost hit me leading into the next question, okay? Instead of doing all 7 rounds this time, guys, what I want to do is ask you guys, we got our first round draft pick, okay? Who you're going to draft or who you would pick. If I'm going to give you guys, I know everybody says we got to draft a quarterback, okay? So the first time around, I'm going to say if there's a quarterback available, and it could be any quarterback. Obviously, if Caleb Williams falls to 6, which would be a miracle, then, and you could pick him up, then, that'd be great. But let's be realistic. It's not going to fall to 6. Something that you think could possibly fall there, boom. You could see that and say, hey, let's see what's up. So let's start with all in. Who do you think can be there?
I think it'll be Jaden Daniels.
Okay. You think Jaden Daniels at 6?
Yeah, and if AP is the coach, it'll be Jaden Daniels at 6.
Okay. Hey, Maddie?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see Jaden Daniels lasting until 6 unless we trade up. I don't know. I don't see it. I think if Caleb Williams doesn't fall to us, I think Drake May takes the fall. I think one of those quarterbacks takes a fall, and we end up getting one of those 3. So, but
okay.
Yeah.
Val, how's your last question before you have to head out in the Raider onesie? All right. You don't have to give me a name. Give me a position at least. Give me a position. If you want to go offensive line, D-line, quarterback, who do we draft, or what position do we draft in the first round?
Offensive line.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I can see that. I mean, like, honestly, hey, we just got DJ Fluker. I know that you guys heard that he's been working out and he signed. So
I did see that.
So I can see us, like Val said, picking up a right tackle, a right guard, some sort of road grader up front that stabilizes that position for a long time.
Fashanu, is that what his name is, from Penn State, is the top projected offensive tackle.
Yep. So, I mean, lots of things and lots of possibilities there. That's why I said, I'm like, I like the way that Val was thinking, because if we go and get an offensive lineman, guys, that is a crucial piece. And you guys know it. We've been talking about it. We need protection up front. We need people that are going to protect our money people. And that's going to be a crucial thing. I would like to see either a right tackle come off the board, a right guard, something to solidify the line for us. All right.
I mean, we can play good defense if all we want, but what good is it if we can't score a point?
And hey, if you guys know anything about football, you run the right side of your line. And we're struggling right now. The right side of your line is usually your power tackle. It's your power guard. That's where you want to run the football. Van Rotten is not getting the job done. So why not find his replacement? So I really like that, Val. I really like that idea. Now, guys, let's move on to our 3 keys to victory against the Chargers. Okay? So, Val, give me your 3 keys to victory before you go.
Matt.
Matt, 3 keys to victory.
3 keys to victory. All right. Key 1 is going to be Aiden O'Connell. It's going to be him. He's definitely, if you want to win, you got to show that you want to win. You can't just collapse because the pressure's too much, that's the case. You should have played baseball. And let's see. Defense just needs to keep playing the way they've been playing. They need to just keep playing lights out like they've been doing. I like the way they've been playing, and if they can keep that aggressiveness against this team, then I think we got a good shot. And offensive coordinating, man, or offensive play calling, man. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's get our fast guys involved. Let's get our running back involved. Let's get our offensive line to play together. And if we have to bench a guy, bench him. If we have to bring somebody in, like we're gonna be like Fluker, I think Fluker. Like we bring that guy in. Hopefully he can solidify a little bit up there. Maybe you're right. Maybe Van Rotten is the guy that gets benched. When we bring that guy in. So.
Well, Fluker's a tackle. Is he gonna play tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, like, there's the possibilities.
That's a short because he just signed today,
Well,
didn't he?
can't Illumineer swing though. Illumineer can swing. So if they bring
Yeah,
him
Lumineers
out,
are swing tackle.
so they could bring
But I don't
Illumineer
know.
in and replace him, because I think Illumineer
Yeah.
plays better
On the right
on
side?
the inside than he does on the outside. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think he plays
So
better on the
Yeah.
inside too. So, and those are all things we can look at and say, hey, I think DJ Fluker will definitely be a part of this team's future because right now we just need so much help. But it's a difficult thing. Now, you guys hit it. Keys to victory for me. Offensive line has to control the line of scrimmage. Number one. Okay. Number two, defense, just do what the fuck you do. Damn. You just got to let those dogs loose.
yeah,
I mean, you can't keep the dogs on the chain. You got to let the dogs off the chain. And three, we just got to create turnovers, guys. Turnovers are going to be crucial things that we need to do in order for us to win this game. If we don't get those, then it's difficult for us to win games. Just look at this last game. We had a bunch of stops, made them punt. But unless we put our offense in a really, really good position, we just don't have that team to put up 7 points. You know what I'm saying? That's going to drive 80, 90, 100 yards and be able to put up 7. So we got to get turnovers. So, guys, those are our 3 keys to victory. Now let's move on to the pick-up
Well, hold
challenge.
on, I didn't go.
Oh, no, you didn't
Yeah.
go. My bad. Go ahead. Hey,
Oh yeah,
go ahead,
you're
Owen.
still
My
here?
bad. Hey,
Now,
I didn't see that guy anymore.
AOC, like Matt said, for sure.
Okay.
Turnovers, like you said, that was one of my keys. But how about field position? Let's when we're on our side of the 50, instead of going for it, let's punt and put them down, so they got to go 80 yards instead of 40 and going for it on 4th and 1. Now they only got to go 40 yards. And we're playing, man, if I'm not mistaken, I believe LA has the 2nd worst defense in the league. If we can't figure it out this week, I don't know when we can.
No, I agree. And there's something that you hit that was crucial. You said special teams. AJ Cole, bro, probably made the Pro Bowl last game.
One of the best damn punters in the league. Use him.
Bro.
Yeah, I'll be like, he was out there. I'll be like, bro, I think he
He was
probably
out there
had
all
an
game
ice
last week. I
leg.
don't think that dude got off the field.
Yeah, except when we went for it on early in the game on 4th down. That's back to that game management, clock management. You could put that all into one. That's there's a time to go for it on 4th down. I just early in the game like that, I didn't agree with either one of those calls. I think that can improve, and I think if you could swing momentum big time, just field position changes momentum.
Right.
No, absolutely. All right, guys. So now we're going to go to the last part of the show where we go into the pick'em challenge. Okay. Just share my screen here.
See if I can do better this week.
All right. Hey,
Yeah, I don't know what I did last week, but
well, we'll get at the end of the season, we'll get it all up, and like we said, we'll send out a plaque, and we'll have your guys' records up, and see who wins this plaque. All right, guys. So, first game, I got Chargers, Raiders. All in?
Play the clip.
you already know. Raiders, baby.
Raiders, bitch!
Val, Chargers, Raiders.
Is that a question?
Yeah, we're picking them.
Raiders, bitch!
She pick them.
What SSJ said? Raiders.
There you go. Hey, Matt.
Bro, hit the button again.
Raiders, bitch!
There
All
you
right.
go.
We got 3-0
Shout out
for
to
the
Joe
Raiders.
for knowing who I wanted to pick on that pick.
Absolutely. King of the one-liner. All right. Hey, now, guys, I got Vikings, Bengals. Okay, so I'm going to start with Matt.
Ooh, Vikings, Bengals. Ooh. Man, I don't know. Give me the Vikings.
Your team!
Thank you.
All in.
Man, Bengals are rolling. Vikings look like shit last week against us.
Yeah.
Bengals.
They started looking better with
Bengals.
Mullins, though.
Oh man,
True.
let's not even talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
I got Bengals.
Bengals got you. Val, Vikings, Bengals.
Bengals.
Ooh, okay. I got Val. You'll start this one. Steelers, Colts.
Colts.
All in.
In the words of Prime, ain't nobody care.
Hey, what about?
That's a terrible game. Jesus. Where's it at? In Indy?
Yep,
Man, roll with the Minshew Magic Colts
gotcha. And in the words of Shit Show Joe,
Fuck your team.
all day, every day.
hey, go ahead, Matt. Steelers, Colts.
Both these teams suck.
Right.
Uh, oh fuck, man. I don't know which one I don't like either. I don't like that one or that one.
Well, you gotta pick.
Give me the Colts, man. Give me Indy.
You got it. Gotcha, Indy. All right,
Sorry,
let's
guys. I hate those. They just suck.
go. All right,
Not a game
I
I'll
got
be
you.
watching.
Donkeys, Lions. Let's start with all in.
That actually could be a good game this weekend.
That's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
It's
Where's
in
it at?
Detroit.
Man, I think the Lions get back on track. They've had a couple of tough weeks, even in the win week before last. I think the Lions get back on track.
Okay. Val.
I think it's the Lions.
Ooh. And for let's go with Matty B.
Man, guess we all going for the Lions.
Oh
Fuck the
man.
Broncos.
Yeah, I ain't fucking going for those guys. Fuck them.
Your team.
No, I'm pretty sure he would say something else.
Fuck the Broncos.
Raiders, bitch.
Definitely not say that Alan knows, and I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah, just move on. Next
Move
game.
on.
Just
Okay.
move on.
Not rated for any show ever. Shit Show Joe. Okay. New York Giants. New Orleans Saints. Let's start with
Ooh,
Val.
where's that game at?
That's going to be at the New Orleans.
I think Saints are going to pull this one out.
Ooh, Matty B.
Man, I think the Giants, man. I think the old Cajun goes down there and
The Vito
no,
guy?
he's Italian,
I thought he
huh?
was Italian.
He is Italian,
Yeah,
huh? I'm an idiot.
the
Never mind. Yeah,
the
he's gonna go down
Italian
there. He's gonna go
stallion.
down there and cook Italian food in the Cajun area.
I got you. All right, all in.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. Saints struggling. Roll with the Giants. They've been competing.
Gotcha. All right, I got Bears, Browns. Let's start with all in.
That's a shit game. Man, Browns probably.
Okay, Val.
I think the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yep. All right. Hey, Matty B.
And I think the Bears are gonna take that game.
Oh, it's the Bears.
No
Nobody
Bears.
believes in Joe Flacco.
Oh wait,
Did y'all
dude.
see that man?
Yeah, he looks like a turd in that
5
uniform.
tutties in one game. I think he scored more. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. He scored 5 touchdowns in one game. I think that's more touchdowns than when we scored in the past 2.
Yeah,
You got
How
that?
sad
probably
is that?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Hey, so, hey, let's go Falcons, Panthers, and let's go Val.
Mm. Falcons.
Let's go Matty B.
Yeah, give me the Falcons.
All in.
Man, something telling me to pick the damn Panthers, but let's go Falcons.
Man, clean sweep. Falcons. All right. Hey, let's go Bucks, Panthers. Let's start with Matt.
Wait, you just said Falcons Panthers.
Oh, no, Bucks, Packers. Bucks, Packers. My bad.
Ooh. Yeah, you know
Where's
what?
I say
that at?
Packers.
That's in Green Bay, but I think Tampa Bay is going to win that. I think Tampa Bay is going to take their division. I think they're going to end up pulling it out.
You
So
think?
I think
Okay,
so, man.
so
I mean, it's kind of up in the air in that division, but I think they're going to end up pulling it out and upset that whole division
It's
because
a
I don't think they were even.
three-way tie right now.
Yeah, I think New Orleans loses, and I think Atlanta wins, but I think it'll be a two-way tie at the end of the week.
okay, and I heard Val has the Packers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right, all in.
I think the Packers get back to what they were
Okay.
doing before Monday night.
Gotcha. Okay, then we got Jets, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
All in.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins, they're going to look to get back on track after getting upset.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
But the Jets made it.
Oh.
The Jets after last weekend made me think about that for a sec.
Okay. Sure, ain't no lie about that, Matt.
Man, he's going to fucking hate me, but I think the Jets are going to end up pulling this out, dude. It's a fucking divisional game, and the Dolphins don't really look too good against teams that don't play well.
Yeah, real quick. Is Tyreek playing?
I don't
from
know,
what
but
I
he was
heard, he
hurt
is.
last game, so I'm not sure.
Right. If Tyreek's not playing, I'm changing to the Jets.
Oh, okay.
He's
Got
out,
them
or
Jets.
they don't know right now, so I don't know.
All right, so I'll go on record. If Tyreek's playing, Dolphins.
Like,
If he's
oh,
out,
come on.
give me
You
the
can't have it
Jets.
like, no. You got to call it straight up.
And we're picking on Wednesday. We don't got the injury report.
Okay,
You ain't
so-
gonna make a bet today
so
on the
if-
game.
So I
You should have
picked.
looked at that before.
No,
So-
they just got done playing. The injury report's not out.
How about this? So every
Hey.
team that I've picked right now, if they don't win, then I want.
Hey, if Tyreek's old lady's got anything to do with it, he's playing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right?
So,
Did you see that?
he's playing.
No, I mean,
he's playing.
I think the Dolphins got to have this game either way
Yeah.
because they're playing for more than the division right now.
Right.
No, I agree.
I agree
All right,
with you.
so,
I'm
right,
going
so
with the Jets.
but everybody got their vote in, right? So let's go to the Chiefs,
Yep.
Patriots, and let's go to Val. Chiefs, Patriots.
What'd you say?
Chiefs, Patriots.
I thought you'd said, Val, choose Patriots.
I said,
No,
I
Chiefs
said,
or Patriots.
Chiefs
I
or
know.
Patriots.
You can choose whoever you want, but I don't know who you don't want to choose.
You know,
But-
I'm just going to be hopeful that the Patriots somehow pull a win out of their ass. I'm just saying. Nobody likes it when the Chiefs win.
Hey, we're there with you, girl. So go ahead, Matt. Thoughts?
Man, I'm with Val on this. I'm gonna go with New England on this one, just because I fucking hate the Chiefs, and I kind of want to see Patrick Mahomes cry again. That shit was fucking awesome.
It's annoying.
Nah, dude, that shit was fucking awesome, man. Like, I give you fucking, why you throwing fucking offensive fucking offsides, man? I've never had that happen.
Right.
All right, all in.
I don't see any way New England wins this game, sadly.
I don't either. But hey,
I don't see it, but who? So you got Chiefs?
I'm gonna go KC. They've lost 2 in a row. Going 3.
Yeah,
Sadly.
I agree with you
You
there.
never know.
what if
It's
Taylor
tough.
Swift is a curse, dude?
They,
What if after
did
she
break
went on
up.
her concert, like she cheated on him, and now it's cursed? Like,
Well, they say they're not together. They're just supporting
Yeah.
each other.
yeah, in bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, okay. Hey, here's the thing. Again, if she is, I'm like, she needs to show up to the Raiders game Saturday, or hey, the 24th in Kansas City. Taylor,
No, the 25th. That's Christmas
the
Day
25th.
game.
Oh, that's right, the 25th.
Bright and early.
If
All we
you
want
are
for
a
Christmas
jinx
is
for
Taylor
your
Swift.
man, to show up to Kansas City and ruin Travis Kelce's day. That's it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, ruin his
Yeah.
Christmas.
They'll make it special. Show up. Make it special for
Yeah.
him so he doesn't show up to the game. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't
let's-
show up because he's like embarrassed to be around her, so like he doesn't show up to his games when she shows up.
There you go. All right. Let's go Texans, Titans. Val.
Titans.
Matt.
Give me the. Ooh, hey, is CJ Stroud out of concussion protocol, or is he still in it?
I don't know.
Oh. Can I pull an all-in on this one? No, give me
Hey, look, I settled on the Dolphins.
yeah, give me the Texans. I'm gonna settle on the Texans.
All right. All in.
Yeah, Houston.
All right. Hey, I got 49ers, Cardinals. Matt.
Ooh, Niners, Cardinals. Give me the Niners.
Val.
Ditto.
All in.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a team that can beat them right now.
All right. Hey, let's go Commanders, Rams. Let's go all in.
Rams.
Matt.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
Val.
I don't know. I kind of feel like the Redskins might win this.
Wow. Redskins. Got you.
How are they going to win? They're not even playing.
They're the Commanders. I like how she's like.
I
What's
listen,
their
I
quarterback?
hate-
Hal?
They are
Hal?
the Redskins.
They will always be Redskins to me. The Commanders is such a stupid name. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
Let's change it to a white name. Sounds more interesting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
God damn it, we just got canceled.
Thanks,
I
Matt.
got canceled. You guys are still good.
All right. Hey, Cowboys, Bills. Matt.
Cowboys and Bills. Oh man, I have. Give me the Bills. Hell yeah.
In Buffalo?
In Buffalo.
Yes, sir.
All in?
Bills.
Oh, Val with the Bills. Okay. All in?
As they annoyingly chant in Buffalo, let's go Buffalo.
Whoa,
Fuck
that's a good
the
chant.
Cowboys.
Fuck them boys.
Oh no, they got a whole shout song. Dude, it's the most annoying thing in the world.
Really?
They got a whole song.
Hey.
Oh my god, dude, yes.
What are they,
Val
Irish?
just hit it on the head, man.
I
Huh?
don't know what they're annoying.
I think Val just hit it on the head, man. She said, fuck them boys. And as SSJ likes to say,
Your team.
that's what we think about them boys. So,
Yeah, the Bills got to have that game, man. They can't
Well,
lose,
I
and
would-
Dallas is due to fall.
Yeah.
Yep,
Dallas
I agree.
sucks.
I can't
Yep.
wait.
I agree. Val, I can't wait. Hey,
Me either.
so I got Ravens, Jags. Let's start with all in.
Ooh, shit, that might be the game of the week there.
Ooh.
Ravens.
Matt.
Oh man, I really want to say the Jags on this one because I'm really pulling for them, but oh man, I think the Ravens are gonna take it, man.
Val.
Give me Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, bad. Everybody goes Ravens. Ravens clean sweep the Jags. All right. Hey, last game, I got Eagles, Seahawks. Let's start with Val.
Battle of the Birds.
Yes, ma'am.
Eagles.
Matt.
Yeah, give me Philadelphia.
And all in.
Yeah, Philly stops the bleeding. They get a dub.
I think they only need
Alright.
one to clinch, don't they?
That's it.
The division?
Yeah,
I think so.
No, I guess
No.
they don't. No, but they would do
No,
like.
they're in a.
Are they in that?
So they're technically they're not even. They're the wild card team now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Damn.
Since Dallas beat them last week, and they're the wild card. So they went from being the number one seed to being a wild card. So
So now Dallas
if they
is
win
number one?
out, no, San
Or
Francisco.
San Francisco. Yeah, that's right. San Francisco's number one.
So if Dallas win, or if the Eagles win out, and Dallas wins out, then I believe the Eagles got the division.
Okay. Hey, guys. So hey, we came to the end of the show. We want you guys to click like, subscribe. Guys, we are on Spotify, on YouTube, and on every social media platform. You guys can hit us all up. We all like to hear from you guys. Hey, guys, anything you guys got for us? Nope.
No, sir.
Hey,
Let's
Yes,
fucking
sir,
go
man. Let's
tomorrow.
go.
let's
Let's
go
fucking get
tomorrow,
this
baby.
win,
Let's
man. I'm
get this
fucking tired of the
win.
losing.
Yeah, let's go Raiders.
Yeah.
Look, hey, let's get it. Hey, as you guys know, it's all about one thing on this show every single time. And there's one thing that unites this nation, and it's all
Ray.
Raiders. Let's
Raiders. Let's
go. See
go.
you all next week.
Yes, sir.